I've been grinding, I've been working for you, baby. Eh. For you to tell me you don't wanna do this, that's cool, baby. Eh.
You guys think the Illuminati is for music? Research. So from when you're about, let's say 5, the oppression has started but you haven't known. I've become another statistic of a person who is going to be in debt for the rest of their life. This one is contemporary slavery. I'm talking about from 10k above. Be careful with the loans that you get. But the real people who are doing the fraud have been able to get away with it. Why? Because they are the elite. He's gotten away with things based on the fact that he has so much money. Retrieve that money, retrieve it, and be checking my savings. Oh, can I buy this? Can I buy that? I want to live and swim in the money. Life starts early. Hi, my name is Winnie Ohamma if you're new to my channel, and if you're not, welcome back. Just make sure, if you haven't already, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and make sure you turn on your post notification button. So today we're going to talk about capitalism and why the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor, and we're going to link it to life in general and the things that go on in our society and why these things kind of affect us. So first of all, capitalism off the bat is where somebody has the means of production and somebody doesn't, so they now have to sell their labor to have a living, to earn enough money. And yeah, it also doesn't really give you a choice in terms of how to live. So capitalism is like the rich basically oppressing the poor in a nutshell. Means of production, stuff like factories, and if you have a factory, then you're able to employ workers, and obviously you can then exploit them. That's basically in a nutshell what capitalism is. But how does capitalism aid people to actually stay in the position that they are in? I'm not gonna make it based on me getting a first in politics and international relations. Why? One, I don't want to play the race card, but it's a thing. That. 2, we live in a capitalist world, so no matter how well I'm doing, it's never going to be enough based on the fact that I understand, I have the knowledge that I'm still helping the richer get rich. With situations like this, it's just like, okay, what am I going to do? What I'm going to do is I'm going to have as much avenues of income based on the fact that I don't want to be that person who's comfortable with just being called a middle class because you graduated with politics and maybe you work somewhere high. In this life, it's not about my salary, and that's the problem. Everyone thinks, oh yeah, they're offering me 60k. Wonder how much those elite, that 1% of the world is getting. Wonder how much the ruling class are getting, and wonder how much the working class are getting. But society tells you you're doing great, you're in the middle, you're great.
You're stable, you're comfortable, you can go on holiday twice a year with your family.
But now, rent is rising. We live in London, so rent is rising. So people are having to leave where they are comfortable, where they have been set all of their life, because things are getting harder and harder and harder. So when you want to say next that I want to go into university and do this, in my head, if I had done, I wouldn't say if I had done my research, I wouldn't be in university. But I'm the kind of person that I always try to look at different avenues, because I don't want to be the person who's aiding to someone's gain and I'm being oppressed 24/7. So as soon as I come out of uni, I've become another statistic of a person who is going to be in debt for the rest of their life. If not, I won't even end up paying it because I'm not able to. It gets to a point where the student finance have even said to you, if you don't pay after what, 40 years, they cancel it. So they understand, guys, they want to keep you in that place. Imagine have to be paying a loan for 40 years.
I never spelled it.
So let's say you start university at 19. And if you finish when you're meant to finish, if you're doing an average course 3-4 years, you finish about roughly 21. They're telling you for 40 years after you graduate, once you get your grad job, for 40 years, you're going to be paying them back. Guys, deep it. So what I'm saying to you now is, I'm not saying don't go to uni, but don't be one of those people who just help society oppress you. If you don't need to go to uni, don't go to uni. My guy, what's the life expectancy in London? Is there not somewhere like 80? So when I'm 61, and I've got, let's say, 19 years, 20, 25 years, that's when I don't have to worry about dips again. Like, we have to come and put two and two together. So this is why it's important to understand that there's certain avenues that we could avoid that stop us being oppressed. Don't get it twisted, we will always be oppressed, but it's like, what are you going to do? What precautions are you going to take? What is the effects on you? So for example, I will talk about the socialization, the primary socialization and the secondary socialization. Primary socialization is in the family, in the home, the nuclear home, the single parent home, the extended family. Anything there you learn will push you up to the next level, which is the secondary socialization, which is now in schools. And every single part of this has some sort of a way to oppress. So from when you're about, let's say, 5, the oppression has started, but you haven't known. So it's not you not going to uni that's going to stop the oppression. It's you trying to find different avenues, trying to find different ways as to how to not be the gain of somebody else. So one, I can say university. Research if you need to go to university. Research if you need to be there. Research if your course even needs a degree, because that is one mistake that everyone makes. But they go in the hype and they think, yes, I want to go to university. Let's do it. I'm going. You're on your way. You're running towards the university. You get there. You think, this is not for me. You put yourself in a bad place. You've left. Now you still owe debt and you have 40 years to pay it. Guys, 1, there's internships. 2, there's apprenticeships. 3, there's just working your way up. There's certain sectors you don't need to go to uni. Secondly, loans. I'm talking about from 10k above. Be careful with the loans that you get. Plan your life efficiently. Do things that will stop you from allowing them to put you in the position that they want you to be. Guys, there's possibly nothing we can do, because remember, we have been conditioned from the age of 5. What makes me laugh is that we have our young boys who are going to prison for fraud, but the real people who are doing the fraud have been able to get away with it. Why? Because they are the elite. They are unstoppable. Believe it or not, they've even given you this idea of, oh, we're not the elite. There's nothing like that. For example, the Illuminati. You guys think the Illuminati is for music? Research. Do your research. You think, oh, Illuminati is when people go into the music business and they become evil and they're possessed and now they're run by the Illuminati, and it makes them do your research. Do your research. So there's people who would have made decisions like taking out a loan, going to university, and don't even understand what it's doing to them. So at any point, any time in life that you can choose to stop, to not do something, to lessen the oppression, this is what you do. We have to learn how to sit and strategize. All the big businesses that are out here today, they didn't make it in 1 day. They didn't make it in 2 days. They had a think tank. They had many years of reading, being intellectual, and all of them things. Like I said, there's a few creepers, but the difference is that nobody wants to work hard enough. And I'm not gonna lie, as much as I said in the beginning how if you go to uni it's like a condition, and it's like, oh, you work hard, you get the first thing, you're still not gonna be in the same position as somebody who's a Caucasian, middle class, male, especially male, to be honest. But that doesn't stop you from going to university and working your hardest. That's the thing about people, is that they like to take the easy and the quick approach. Guys, I'm sorry, but I don't want to be the person who's laboring until I die, and then I don't even reap any benefits. I can't say I lived and I got this or I attained this, because regardless of what a Winnie Ohamma says on a YouTube channel that's all about politics, it doesn't change the fact that there's still many messed up things going on. Let's talk about the R. Kelly thing. Look at how much he's gotten away with things based on the fact that he has so much money. Like, he has everything. So he can bribe a mom with money, he can bribe a child with money and get away with so many things. It just shows you that money is power, and if you have power, you can get away with a lot. Okay, see it like this. He's been on cases for a number of years. It's only now that they're building up something, and even them building up something, he's probably going to be cleared. He's probably going to be cleared. Why? Because he has power. Those of you who are like 50, 60, 70 and have a savings account, my guy, retrieve that money, retrieve it, take it out in cash, and find a store or a safe for it. Because you leaving your money with an interest of basically 0.001, you are missing out on billions and billions of pounds. I'm telling you, all this saving lifestyle that people do, because someone will hear this video and think, yep, I'm gonna work my way and I'm gonna save for the rest of my life. You are still being oppressed, because they're making you feel like, let me not enjoy my life, let me save, but you're not reaping anything from it. 0.001% every year. And you think, I'm going to be leaving and be suffering and be checking my savings. Oh, can I buy this? Can I buy that? No. I'm not saying be stupid with your money, but it's about being a shareholder now. It's about, where can I put my hard worked money and I'll actually reap from it. Putting it in a safe, putting it in banks. You know, at one point, I feel like I'm going to be those kind of people who, I don't have a bank account. I don't have a bank account. I'm going to find a way to live without a bank account, because they're robbing you. This one is daylight robbery, and you don't even know that they're doing it. There's people in this world who are on the streets. If I was to go out now, I would show you, if I was to go from my house to, let's do a 20-30 minute walk, I promise you I'm probably going to see 5 or more homeless people. But we live in an MEDC. We live in an MEDC where there's enough money, there's enough space, there's enough houses for people to have. But because there's somebody on the top who's just a little bit greedier than most and wants all the profit to themselves and wants to live and swim in the money. A mortgage is one thing that holds you as a slave. This one is contemporary slavery. Somebody will loan you money that they will use. Okay, so see it like this. Somebody is printing money, 100 euros, and they're giving you 10,000. And then with that loan, you're now using it to get a house to now oppress somebody else. The more it goes down, the more oppressed it is. So really and truly, you will never be in that state of being content. See this life as a life that you have one chance and one chance only. So what am I going to do? I'm not going to make the rich richer, and even if I'm making the rich richer, I'm doing it in the most minimalistic way ever. Why? Because I'm doing my research, I'm brainstorming, I'm thinking, okay, fair enough, if I have a business of my own, I'm gonna give tax. Am I gonna leave to somewhere like a Dubai where they don't have tax? And guys, do you know how many people I know of, family members that have relocated to Dubai? These are the little things that we think, oh yeah, UK is a great country, London's a great country. Sit down, evaluate, have a time. And I'm not rushing you because I'm only 21, but life starts early, so catch on or you will be left behind. But that's all I have to say for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you subscribe, write down below SUBBIE GANG. I want to know who my subscribers are. I don't know why, but YouTube do this thing where it doesn't show you, or maybe I don't know, but it doesn't actually show you who subscribed to you, and I really want to know. So if you subscribe to me, if you get to the end of this video, just write SUBBIE GANG. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope to see you in my next video, and I hope in my next video I have nails on, and that means Boris would have let us out. Boris would have let us out. Send this to your Marge that keeps bugging you to go uni. Send this to your papa that won't leave you alone. Send this to your auntie that keeps telling your mother that apprenticeship is not good. Send this to your friend who keeps telling you about a loan.